Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Lady Calamere. I'm doing my 387th presentation, and it will be on uh, the goddess Flora. Her origins were Sabini, but it was picked up by Rome, and although not one of the major Roman gods or goddesses, she was really worshipped and adored. Dare I say, an original May Queen? Well, Flora, of course, means dealing with the flowers. And she loves flowers, especially the flowers that bloom in the spring. So her favorite flowers, one of her more favorites, is a transient looping bean blossoms. She also adores trees, flowering trees that grow fruit. So like apples and pears and any tree that grows fruit. And flowers, of course. But yes, anyways, you probably heard about the god Flora and Fauna, where Fauna deals with the animals. That's another goddess, as well as Flora dealing with the flowers. So she is a goddess of nature. She's the goddess of springtime. Now is her time. And the Roman had a festival called the Floralia, which was pretty much celebrated around April 28th and onwards. But in modern days, she's definitely the Lady of Spring and also May Queen. Her manifestation, she shows herself as a very beautiful woman, a very lush woman, where she's adorned with flowers on her hair. She wears a wreath of flowers and she represents the flowers. She's also a goddess of fertility, of flowers. Yes, the fertile land, the fertile flowers, the fertility of animals and of people. Now, her rites, a lot of them were back in Rome, especially Rome, were very wild, very sexual in nature, and people would fornicate and stuff like that. And they would celebrate her through wild abandon and also skyclad. By the time of the 3rd century CE, the only way you could really celebrate Flora was to be clothed, to have clothes on. And then eventually, of course, it was abolished by when the church took over Rome. So she deals with sexiness and beauty. And I do want to give hot nose boo here. Hey, I want to give proper credit. I have to do that, Lady Boss. Don't get mad at me. Oh, well, I'm sorry. Inspirational Goddesses Oracles by Riccardo Minetti and Ariana Faricella. So we have this beautiful card here that my cat is covering up, and I'll read a little bit from this card and then we'll go on. So what number is this? 30. So we'll go to 30. Okay, begin every day with new energy and face it with enthusiasm and promise. Flora is the Roman goddess of flower, vegetation, and spring. She is youth. More, she is triumph and immortality of youth. Everything of hers is verdant, happy, and beautiful, enveloped by an eternal present filled with hope and glee, youth, enthusiasm, and spontaneity. Again, by the Inspirational Goddesses Oracle, which I got mine on Amazon, and it is through the Los Scarabeo, and it's from Llewellyn, so you can get it at llewellyn.com as well, or your local bookstore. So Flora is the goddess of nature. She deals with, like I said, beauty, sexiness, as well as the pleasures of the flesh. Through her, we have beauty. Through her, we have new life. Through her, we have sensuality and fruit to eat, and also our pollinators that use these flowers to pollinate other things so that humans and animals may have food. She also deals with sexual actions that leads to pregnancy. So she deals with all of that, and happiness and celebration and just of life. If you have to put her in a maiden, warrior, mother, crone, or sovereign queen, I'm going to definitely say maiden. She's definitely has that maiden aspect to her. She is the springtime goddess, and she takes the role as a young lady, a lady and a youthful girl or lady. She was a minor figure in Roman mythology. Her Greek counterpart of who she is Chloris, Chloris, who was a nymph, who was then transformed through love from Zephyrus to a goddess. Again, not even a major goddess on the Greek side of things. So her celebration from April 28th to May 3rd was celebrated through, of course, flowers, entertainments, drinking, partying, and and eating of fruits. Her first festival was first celebrated 240 before 240 BCE, which is before the Common Era, or BC, before Christ. So I use BCE. So now we can also think about if it's legal in your area, 420, because of the flowers. And you know why. So if you're in America, you're going to know what 420 means. And if you don't know, look it up. I don't want to I don't want to get in trouble. But it's where it's legal here. Flora's time is a happy time. So the Hellenized Flora was married to Favonius, the wind god, and known as Zephyr. Like I said, Zephyrs in Greek. Zephyr. Sorry. Zephyr. She's really into happiness, dance, uh, celebration, happiness, music, happy music, and just overall partying. And Also, another thing that was done was drinking, and to the point of getting drunk. You know how the Romans did, right? You know how they behaved. So it was celebrated through drinking, and one could think about mead, right? Because mead is dealing with honey, and that is dealing with our pollinators. Definitely that. Or fruity wines, like plum wine, would be awesome to use for her celebrations. But if you are a non drinker, that's okay. You can think about fruit juices. Like grape juice is a great alternative instead of wine. Or you can use like the hard sodas, like the apple, or what do they call it? Oh, I forgot what it's called. I- It's hard cider. That's what I'm thinking. Hard cider. That can also be good to celebrate her with. So her abode is the Elysium, the- and her festivals is called the Floralia, Floralia. She does have a child called Carpus, Carpus, or Karpos. So, and again, he's a minor um, child of Zephyr, the god of the west wind, and Flora. So there's I don't know a whole lot about him. I know it's kind of sad that he drowned. So another companion, according, was Hercules or Heracles in Greek. So it's one of her companions. And the legend says that when Favonius saw her, she ran away, but he caught up to her. And when he married her in love, not through force, he gave her dominions of all the flowers. And it's something that she likes, flowers, roses, and things like that. Things like that. No, but Flora, things to offer Flora if you want to worship her. Flowers. Definitely all types of flowers and roses. And fruits that fruits. Different types of fruits. You can make a whole cornucopia of flowers and fruits. Uh, Juices, spring water, honey, fruity wines. Well, grapes are good. So any even wine, just wine itself, because it comes from grapes, is good for her. So wine or fruity wines, hard cider, mead, both MEAD, which is fermented honey, MEADE, which is wine with honey in it, would be great for her. Floral incenses and floral oils and flowery smelling perfumes. Everything should be that of springtime colors. And we think of floral patterns, and pastel colors are really a nice, beautiful touch. Everything should be beautiful, and sexy, and gorgeous. And you could think about uh, fruit pies as offerings and chocolate dipped berries and fruit and all these like fruit desserts and even jello with fruit in it would be a great idea for her in modern times. Fruit juices, if I haven't said that, and fruit nectar juice, the nectar that they call nectar, and fruit salad, all beautiful offerings to her. Nice, pretty floral looking jewelry and floral smelling lotions and pretty things, very pretty things. Those are great offerings to this goddess. This is a goddess that likes to have fun, that likes to again, this was in Rome, it was wild behavior. So even eventually she was loved by the Romans, even eventually with her she appeared on the coins on Roman coins. And her name today survives in the botanical term for flowers and vegetation. One can make a wreath of flowers for her or a garland of different flowers. Also, you could think about floral tea. And there's also such thing as edible flowers. There are certain flowers you can eat as put on food that you can eat. But you want to make sure that they are not sprayed with poisons. So you want to make sure you get food grade flowers if you want to eat them. And know which flowers you were eating because some of them could be toxic. She's also she also gave boons and she was prayed to for prosperity, especially prosperity of the harvest in the fields. But now prosperity in general. So in the birth of Mars with Juno, this goddess played a central role where Juno wanted to give birth without Jupiter or Jupiter. She did not. So Flora gave her a magical, certain magical flower that would allow Juno to become pregnant and give birth without the aid of a male. Juno did this because she was jealous and this how Jupiter had given birth to Minerva without her. So with this flower, she was able to conceive without Jupiter. So Flora had two temples in ancient Rome. One was on Quirinal Hill. No, yeah, Quirinal Hill. Almost said Hall. Quirinal Hill, and one near what was called the Circus Maximus or the Great Circus. So she was also called for women to become pregnant. So women would call to her so that they can have a child of their own. She is all about the renewal of life as well as the harvest. She was depicted in many works of art and sculptures, paintings, as well as musical compositions and sculptures of her. She was. She also deals with the environment. So she was the life. She dealt with life of the environment. And the god she is the goddess of springtime. We are in spring right now. So we are towards the end of April. She's also deals with attractiveness, being pretty, and to make yourself look uh, very presentable as beauty and prettiness. She was believed to have control of the growth of plants. So she was called for that. Whether you have a little garden or a great big farm, she's your goddess to go to. Whether it's an indoor garden, indoor flowers, few flowers, or a little garden, or maybe you got a few acres of land that you like to grow your own fruits and vegetation, and maybe some trees, and maybe you got an orange grove. She's gonna deal with that. So this is is she being worshipped? Yes, there are witches and pagans and Wiccans that honor this goddess. Is she approachable? Well, of course, she's very approachable and she is very friendly. So there's no fears there. She's not dark. She is light. She's one of the light goddesses. So, and she also her stones that would definitely work with her is the chrysanthemum stone, the sakura stone, chalcedony rose, the desert rose, which they're very pretty, the rainforest rhyolite, mm, I think that's pretty much the stones that she's going to deal with. Another thing that she deals with, though, and I forgot, is rebirth. So the powers of, life, death, and rebirth. She's definitely going to be dealing with that. What else can I talk about her? She's the goddess of happiness, pleasure, the enjoyment of life, to feel youthful again, to connect with your youthful self, especially if you're old like me, to feel young again, to feel that vibrantness of it. Vibrant life is definitely hers to feel great again. She's definitely loves colors, especially soft blues, and pinks, and lilacs, and lavenders. Really, the soft whites, and with not just white by itself. It has to be white with other colors. She doesn't just like white. I mean, she likes white candles, but y- you want to use like lavender colors or like pale blue, baby blue, girly pink. She's pretty much like a girly girl young lady. And I'm just talking about in the Roman view of her and modern then um just youthful celebrations and nothing like weird stuff in it. Um, I mean, Wiccans, there are Wiccans that celebrate Skyclad, and I'm not against that. You know, I do it. When it's appropriate. So when appropriate, her worship does predate the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire adopted her, and again, her day is coming up soon. So be prepared for that. So she is also a goddess of goodwill to others, to share alike with fruits and flowers and, as appropriate, uh, different, the herbs uh, and alcohol. Of course, you have to be 21 and older here to drink in America. So, as appropriate. So, she's definitely a goddess dealing with renewal and the end of the cold weather. In Rome, they had chariot races, dancing, singing, music, and just amusing things. And another thing that was offered to her, that you go back to your offerings, gift of wheat. So she dealt with wheat, as well as honey is a good offering to her. Sorry, this is just shows I don't have notes. As well as milk was offered to her. So again, that's also in Roman time. Milk, wheat, and honey. So they are uh, milk of any time. Cow's milk, goat milk, sheep's milk. Uh, so I'm just trying to think if that's all I want to talk about. But she is like, She deals with renewal of the land, but also renewal of yourself, to feel renewed, to feel reborn, and just to feel blessed. So that's pretty much what I want to talk about this goddess. Have you ever heard of this goddess? And I think I pretty much covered a lot about what she is in about 30 minutes. I feel like this is such a short presentation. And wow. But have you ever heard of this goddess? Have you ever worked with her? Is she something that interests you? I do hope you enjoyed this presentation. If you like this presentation, please like and share my video. Hit me up in the comments with what you think of her. Share this video with your friends and family. And please, seriously, before you give a gift of a, you go buy, get a puppy or a kitten or a dog or a cat or a bunny or little chickens, know that they are a life. They, you should keep them to their very end. That it's a lifetime commitment, at least to their lifetime. They're not to just to be, kept as a spring pet and given away in the winter, or given away when they're old so you can get a new puppy or a kitten or a new rabbit. And do not dye them. Do not dip them in dye. It's a horrible process and it's quite cruel. There's no reason for that. So, just be respectful and, you might, if you're going to do that, you might as well just get yourself a plushy cat, those little stuffed plushies of, don't get a living being just to discard it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching my video. I really thank you. I really appreciate you. If you're not subscribed, subscribe so that you can comment and like my video. And it's free to do. And as always, blessed be.